India's External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar spoke with Afghanistan's acting Foreign Minister Mawlawi Amir Muttaqi on Thursday, marking the first high-level political interaction between New Delhi and Kabul since the return of the Taliban to power in the Central Asian country in August 2021. The call comes amidst the tensions between India and Pakistan since the terrorist attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam on 22nd April, which left 26 tourists dead. On 7th May, India launched Operation Sindoor, striking at 9 terrorist complexes in Pakistan. Islamabad, amidst the 4-day conflagration with India, claimed that New Delhi launched missiles at Afghanistan, a claim which was firmly rejected by Kabul. Jaishankar's conversation with the acting Afghan foreign minister comes as ties between the Taliban and Pakistan remain tense. In December last year, Islamabad carried out airstrikes across the border in Afghanistan, killing at least 46 civilians, according to the Taliban, which led to their retaliation a few days later. The Taliban's return to Kabul was considered to be a policy victory for Pakistan. However, the diplomatic chill between Kabul and Islamabad in recent months comes after Pakistan accusing the Taliban of failing to rein in the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or the TTP. Islamabad has also alleged that India has aided the TTP as violence surged across Pakistan last year. The outreach by India with the Taliban is in stark contrast to Islamabad's own tense ties with the organization. Maintaining ties with Afghanistan could be understood as New Delhi's own interest in counterbalancing Pakistan in the region. But there's also the larger geopolitical reasoning for India's positioning. China was the first country in the world to accept an ambassador appointed by the Taliban in January last year, since the regime returned to power in August 2021. Chinese companies have signed long-term contracts with the Taliban regime, from oil to critical minerals. There have been announcements of Chinese investments in Afghanistan in the last couple of years. Before the return of the Taliban, India had invested roughly $3 billion in the country across 500 projects that covered all 34 provinces in the country. However, its investments have been held up since 2021, while New Delhi has continued its humanitarian assistance to the country. This is something that the Taliban are keen for New Delhi to resume, that is, the development financing. For India, the political engagement with the Taliban has been a culmination of nearly 4 years of talks at different levels. Before Jaishankar's call with Muttaqi, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri met with the acting Afghan Foreign Minister, the highest level of talks at the time, in January of this year. By slowly reclaiming its strategic space, New Delhi has been looking to promote its own interests in the region. The Taliban regime returned to power in Afghanistan in August 2021 following a 2-decade insurgency against the US and its allies. India does not recognize the regime. However, it has maintained a technical mission in Kabul since 2022. This technical mission was originally set up to support India's humanitarian mission in Afghanistan. India's step-by-step approach from humanitarian assistance to deepening political and diplomatic engagement has been carefully calibrated over the last 4 years. Any further economic engagement could also see its investment in Iran's Chabahar port be used by Afghan traders. Most recently at the diplomatic level before Jaishankar's calls, and days after the Pahalgam terrorist attack, Anand Prakash, the incumbent Joint Secretary for Pakistan, Afghanistan and Iran in the Ministry of External Affairs, travelled to Kabul and held talks with Muttaqi. This came especially as tensions between New Delhi and Islamabad were rising at the time at the end of April. New Delhi's outreach has taken a faster pace in these last few months, especially following the diplomatic chill between Islamabad and Kabul since December 2024. India has also promised to consider engaging in development projects in the near future, which was arrived at during Vikram Misri's meeting with Muttaqi earlier this year. With the growing diplomatic outreach, this may not be too far in the offing. That's all for me today. For more such news and analysis from ThePrint, subscribe below.